Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, so grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use. Welcome to JMMB Radio. I hope your day was full of passion. Coming to the mic today is Miss Anita Harrison, who is an entrepreneur who loves to help children and people in living and thriving into their dreams. She is a systems engineer by trade, and she has a lifelong desire to help others enjoy providing direction and assisting others in pursuing their dreams. Ms. Harrison has helped others build financial wealth, travel the world, and provide a mechanism for them to live and thrive. Her business is called Living the Dream. Well, welcome, Anita, to the mic. We appreciate you stopping by.
Indeed.
Hi, and thank you for having me.
Yes. So how did this Living the Dream, how did that get started?
I actually was blessed by having someone introduce me to it about 5 years ago. And in that, they just showed me how I could help children, how I could help other people do some of the things that they want to do. And this has allowed me to not only help my mom and my sister and others, it's given me fulfillment in doing that also.
So what is the vehicle? What is your vehicle for doing that?
So what is Living the Dream?
Living the Dream is my personal website. This is what I gave my business, the name that I gave that, because I felt like there was a lot of people who, they didn't have dreams, they didn't have things to go for that they wanted to do. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to help them do some of that, to get out there and to get outside the box of their normal everyday life and be able to go out there and do some of the dreams that they've had that maybe they put on the back burner, that maybe they felt like, I just can't do that right now that I have family, now that I have jobs and other responsibilities. So I wanted them to no, those dreams that you've had that you've always wanted to do and that you wanted to do with others, maybe in your family, that you can actually do that and still live your everyday life. So
tell us what that Living the Dream consists of.
It consists of a travel club that I belong to and a lot of other people belong to, and it allows people to have vacations. It allows them to actually arrange their own type of trips that they want to go on, from family vacation to romantic getaways to mission trips to go out and actually help children build, bottle schools, help with the Boys and Girls Club of America. There are a lot of components and aspects to that. And, a lot of times people, they tell me, well, I don't have the time to travel. I don't have the money, to do the things that I want to do. And this is a way to actually let them do that. It helps them have that balance in their life. It helps them to be able to recharge and refresh themselves so that they can be, with their families, at great things, making memories, but also if they do have jobs, when they get back on their, to their jobs, they're refreshed, they're ready to go. They've had that break, that decompression time. And then when they go back in, they can, hit the ground running and feel like, I'm, a little bit relaxed and better for having that time off.
Okay, so tell us about some of the places that your company has access to.
Okay, so my company has access to vacation hotels. We have sporting events. We have just excursions that you would do on cruises. So we have a wide variety of places. We have locations in the United States and overseas in Europe and in Asia, and we have a lot of things in Africa, Australia. We have the Caribbean. Some of my favorite places that I've been to, I've always wanted to go to Fiji, and I had an opportunity to do that. I've been to Greece. I've been through Europe, and over the United States, from San Diego to Los Angeles to New Orleans, also the Caribbean. There, just about any place that you want to go for vacation, they probably have a vacation spot for you to go to.
Oh, okay. Perhaps I'm jumping the gun here, but I just wanted to know, I know you talked about you come back refreshed from vacations and, you're more ready to be productive again. I wanted to hear what you have to say about the benefits, the intrinsic benefits of traveling, especially when you travel perhaps outside of the United States or to someplace you've never been before. What is the intrinsic benefit of traveling?
Some of those benefits that I have experienced is I get to see other cultures and other people, and I get to experience, we have our own little world that we're in here, within our own town, within our own neighborhood, within our own state and country. But when you get out and see other people and how they're living and how they're raising their families, and you realize that this world is really small. We all have the same kind of wants and desires for our families, and people invite you into their homes. They invite you to have dinner with them, and you get that sense of it's a big world, but it's a small world. And when you go out on these, excursions and things, you get to see how other people are living. You get to taste the food. And, a lot of times people think, oh, I don't want to eat that kind of food. But when you get that experience and get outside of your box and you're like, hey, this is really good. I didn't know it was going to be like this. And, you're walking sometimes when you go to Europe, which has, a very long history, thousands of years of history. And you go through Italy and you go to Africa and you realize that the places that you're walking on, people 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, have walked in these same places. And you're just like, and you're in awe of some of the beauty that this, that God has created in this earth for us to take and look at. And, you get in awe. For me, I do. I get in awe when I go places and I see these things that are still there, that have been there for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I'm still having a chance today to go and walk in some of these same footsteps. And I can, sit down on some of these, on a wall or in a chair and just watch the people, watch the environment around me and feel at peace and feel like I'm blessed to be able to actually see this and just know that this has an impact on my life altogether.
Excellent. What are some of the places that you've gone that have had the greatest impact for you?
As I just mentioned, Fiji had a really big impact on me, just the culture and the people. And, I went to Greece and just seeing some of the islands and going to Mount Olympus and seeing, where, you hear about these things, you read about the Greek gods, you read about mythology, but when you're actually there going through the area and seeing that was just an eye-opener of how those people believe that, in those times. And, I've always wanted to go to Spain, so I got a chance to go to Spain. And the food is totally different than what we have here.
Yeah. What was it about Spain that you liked?
I like the family atmosphere of the culture. You see the families together. You see the kids with their parents. You see when you're eating dinner, the kids are there in dinner with you. It's not, adults are going to dinner, kids staying home. And you get to interact with them. And they actually wanted to have a conversation. They wanted to know where you were from. They wanted to tell you about their country and to taste their foods. And they tell you the best places to go for shopping and for sightseeing. And they wanted you to have some history about where they're living at. So that's what I really, really liked.
did you get to do the are they called tapas bars?
Yes, tapas. Yes.
Tapas. Can you
And
talk about that a little bit?
Yes, so tapas are little meals, small bites of meals. So you could have a ground beef tapas with, tomato sauce and meat and vegetables that was grilled, that was fried. But one thing the Spanish have is paella, which is a cast iron skillet, and they cook a rice dish in this skillet. Now, when you order paella, it takes 45 minutes after you order because it's cooked fresh when you order. And the paella has it has meat, it can have chicken, it has sausage, it can have it has the vegetables, and it has seafood, or you can get an all seafood one or an all meat one, and it has a sauce. It's not too spicy, but it's a flavorful sauce. And this was, I'll just tell you a story. My mom, she's like, I'm not eating that. I don't want that. So I ordered, a small, which still feeds like 3 or 4 people. And so it came, and she got calamari or something. And so it's sizzling hot, and I'm starting to eat it. She goes, well, that looks really good. I want some. And I was like, well, no, you said you didn't want any of this. So she goes, no, I want to try some. So needless to say, she tried it, and she ate the rest of it. So I was like, you really didn't want this. And so now I have to find places that have paella. And we go and we find different restaurants, and it's still not quite like, the one I got in Barcelona, but it's still good. And so that was the experience where she ate something that she would never want to eat. And she actually enjoyed it and liked it.
Very fine. That's something that I think about traveling is that if you're going to travel, you have to be open. You really have to open up your heart and your mind and just say, okay, whatever comes my way, let's see, especially when it comes to food, because in Europe, Spain, Portugal, I had a friend recently make a dish for me that was just unbelievable. I can't even think of the name of it, unfortunately, but it is what you call serious comfort food. And it was made with cod and potatoes and butter, and it was amazing. And I think that's one of the ways, I agree, one of the ways you get to know people in a foreign country, which we would call a foreign, I'm not going to use foreign country, there's no such thing anymore, in another country, is through their food. And when they see you willing to eat their food, it opens up a door for conversation. So thank you for giving our listening audience a taste of Spain. That was very nice.
Yes, it was. And that's one of the things when I travel, I definitely like to eat the food of the country because to me, it's a whole new taste. It's something different. And whether I like it or I don't like it, I don't know until I try it.
Yes, it's a new experiences, and your taste buds will thank you because a lot of times you didn't have that, you never knew that you would like that kind of food. And then you come back with a new aspect of when you see these restaurants here in the United States, where we are, you'll be like, hey, wait a minute, I've had that kind of food. And then you can also take other people, your friends, your family who may not have been with you on the trip. You can take them somewhere like that and let them have some of the experience that you had. And so you're opening up them to new things also.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Now, before we move on, how do people connect with you?
The easiest way to connect with me is either to give me a phone call, and my cell phone number is 410-375-2313, and also via email, and that's Anita Harrison. That's ANITA HARRISON, and then we have a dot, and it's LTD, that's for living the dream, at gmail.com.
Okay. Yes, and just to piggyback on how the food is different from the native countries than in the United States, I remember when I went to New Orleans and I went to Popeyes, the food tastes totally different than the Popeyes here. Same thing when I tasted alligator. It is delicious in New Orleans. It is not the same in the United States.
Mhm. Well,
so I would have.
No, go ahead.
So I would have to concur that sometimes the food in the native country does not taste the same as it does here. It's a different taste.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
I find very interesting that so many people feel that way about Louisiana and the food. And if you ever watch any of the great cooking shows that have been on, it is amazing the difference in the cuisine, the difference in the seasoning. And it's like, it's more, I guess because it's such a compilation of different nationalities, everyone has put their seasoning into it. So you have African, you have French, you have Spanish, you have all these different people who put their seasonings, their way of doing things. And it really is amazing as you go from country to country. Like, I also love East Indian food. And sometimes when we don't, because of the American diet, we have lost our ability to taste food. That's my personal opinion, but we've lost our ability to taste food. So to go to a different restaurant, to travel and try different foods. And we, like you brought out, we can travel right here at home because there are some excellent restaurants. And I found that a lot of the African dishes have become some of my favorite. Just so well seasoned, so incredibly different in taste. And I always measure a person's or a country's food by the way it makes me feel. And African food preparation, East Indian food preparation really agree with me. When I finish, I feel good. And that's something that sometimes in the United States, God help us, we don't always get to do that.
Yes, that's definitely true.
And we don't feel good, which is why people down sodas by the gallon. But yeah, the travel, that's such an important part of travel. And I know you were in Fiji with your mom as well. Oh, how was and it's funny, we're just talking about the food. I know there's so many other aspects of travel.
I know, but food, like you say, it's comfort.
Yes, it is. So you can change the topic at any time, but that's something that always interests me. Just the difference in the way people prepare food and what they have available. What are the natural foods of that country and how they prepare them?
So Fiji was really, it was an eye-opener. I've always wanted to go there. And, you see the pictures of the huts in the water, and you see this beautiful blue water and, green, and you can see to the bottom, and you just, Polynesia. They always give you that with the grass skirts, and you're dancing and everything. Well, the people were nice from the time I got off the airplane. I got off the airplane. I went to the customer service desk because I was waiting for some other people to get off the airplane. I'm just talking with the lady there. And she was so nice. She just wanted to know, where I was from. And then I found out when I was just talking to her that she was getting married on Saturday. And it was right before Christmas. And it was like, oh, you're getting married? Well, congratulations. And we're still talking. She goes, you need to come to my wedding. And I'm like, oh.
Wow.
So I got invited to a wedding on a Saturday. I couldn't make it, but she actually gave me the address and said, if you're not doing anything, come to my wedding. This is where the reception's going to be. And it just was like, who does that? You're thinking you're just meeting somebody for 5-10 minutes, and they're just talking with you, and just you're really making a connection that they want to know about you and you want to know about them, and then they invite you to somewhere like a life event like that. And that was just a great first experience of Fiji.
Surely.
We went, we stayed at a great hotel, an all-inclusive hotel that was the Shangri-La was an absolutely beautiful hotel. And it was in the Coral Coast. There's two different areas. There's a port city and the Coral Coast. And we stayed on the Coral Coast. I really wanted the beach and the scenery. And you wake up every day and you see palm trees and beautiful blue water out your window. It's just, gorgeous. And all the food we ate was wonderful. From the calamari to the seafood dishes. They had different types of fish. My mom had a barbecue sandwich that she said rivals America anywhere she, that she eat in America, a barbecue sandwich, pulled pork type sandwich. And she loved it. She goes, this is just like I'm at home in the South, eating pulled pork.
Okay.
So this was Mom. And we went to some villages, and the people were great in the village. They have kava, which is their, it's a plant they make a drink out of. I did not personally drink any kava, but we went to a ceremony, and we went to a village, and they did a whole, 45-minute ceremony, which is a welcome ceremony. And they had the kava, and people could drink that. And then we walked around for a little bit, and then they had lunch for us. And it was a traditional lunch where you sit on the floor, you have all the food out, you have your plates, you chit-chat and talk with each other, and you have food, and, it's a relaxed, family Saturday evening atmosphere. So we did that. And, that was really great because the kids were running around, they were talking to you, the adults were talking with you, they were laughing with you. It was like we're welcoming you to our village. And so everywhere I went, I felt welcome. The people were just so nice and welcoming and talking to you. And it just was like, and the funny thing is about, after we were there for a while, I said, you know what? Now I know why they have the sign when you land the plane and you see it on the side of the airport. Welcome home.
Oh.
Because that's the first thing you see is welcome home. And I said, yeah, it is. It's a small island, it's not humongous. It's not tiny either, but it's not, huge, island. And it is. You felt like I'm at home. Because I feel the people were just so nice, and they're not in a hurry. Everything is on, Fiji time. It's Fiji time. And that's true, because they are not in a rush. They want you to enjoy your dinner. They want you to enjoy. They don't want you to be in a hurry. And they're not in a hurry. It's like, okay, you want this, you sit down, you order, and it's an event. You know what I mean? You communicate. You get your soft drinks, your sodas, and whatever, and they cook your food, fresh. It's like it's not a canned meal. It's not coming out of a freezer, putting in a steam oven, and then giving it to you. It's made when you order. So they had great desserts. They had a variety of buffets. I mean, it just was really great. And then you could see the Polynesian dance, and the fire show. So it just was, we went snorkeling and you're scuba diving and just absolutely beautiful. The country is just like the pictures say, and I can't wait to go back.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
Wow.
Can I ask you one thing, too? Thank you for that. One of the things that has held a lot of people back from traveling is the issue of language. Do you have anything that you can share with our listening audience about getting over that concern?
Yeah, I would tell people that the United States is only one language country. English.
Yes.
Everywhere else, they speak English. They may not speak English to you, but they understand English.
Okay.
So you're thinking, no, they understand what you're saying. And a lot of times they don't think they speak English well, so they don't want you to do broken English to you, knowing that you speak English really well, and that's your native tongue. So everybody speaks English. They understand it. They may not speak it well, but they understand. I have not had any issues, and I've been to a lot of countries, and I have not had an issue with anyone not being able to understand what I'm saying to them in English, or picking out one of those little books that have, some of the key phrases in a country and then trying to use that, and they're like, no, we speak English. We don't want you butchering our language.
Yes, that's very true.
We speak English.
I'm in a situation right now where that is totally true. I'm learning, but I'm trying to learn a language, but sometimes I know that I'm just butchering it, and they're very patient. So along that line then, I know for me in learning a foreign language, not a foreign language, another language, it's really a matter of having humility. So could you just speak about that as you travel, especially sometimes for Americans, the importance of humility in travel?
Yes, that's correct. I definitely think humility is a good thing, even at home, even if you don't travel, because you have to be humble and gracious. And you have to have that I'm not here to dominate. I am not, better than you. I'm here like a regular person, and you're a regular person, and there's something that we can learn from everybody. We can learn from them, and they can learn from us. And if you have that humility in your heart that I am just grateful for being here, and I want to just, see how your day is going. I want to see, and just be open to what people have to offer, and you have to have patience, and you just have to know that I'm not in a rush for anything. This is a vacation. This is time for me to decompress, so I don't need to be in a rush. I need to step back, let things happen as they evolve and happen around me, and just realize everybody is alike. I tell that, I said, people are like, no, people aren't like, I'm like, no, everyone. They have mothers, they have fathers, they have children, they have sisters, they have brothers, they have uncles, they have aunts, they've got cousins, they've got kids, they've got grandkids, and they all want the same thing. I want to have a house. I want my kids to go to school. I want my kids to do better than me. I want to leave a legacy. I want them to have a good life, and we all want the same thing in this world for our families and for our friends, and humility is a big part of that. You just have to decompress, calm down, and be humble, and just, like I said, be grateful and just take on the experiences of life that's going on around you. Very nice.
So how does what you do help people to do exactly what you're talking about?
Well, I am just so lucky that I was blessed with this concept. And Dream Trips does that for you. A lot of times we say we don't have the time to go places. Well, you actually can have the time. You can have a 4-day trip, a 10-day trip, a 3-day trip. It's up to you on, where you want to go and how long that you want to do that. So, I do work, and I have a lot of people that, have jobs and work, but they're still able to get off for 2 days out of a week, Friday through a Monday, or a Wednesday through a Saturday or something like that to take a trip somewhere. And I tell people what the money cost is, it is boutique travel, and since you're part of an organization as a member with, like 4 million members, it's a matter of they use the buying power of the members to give you great deals on travel and hotels and, airfare and things like that. So you're able to do this on your current budget. It's not something that I got to save for, 4 years to take a 4-day trip, to Florida or California or something. So that's how they do that. And they realize, that, we're doing something to help the communities around us, to help the people around us. So they are not, it's not all about them. It's about the people, the community. That's why they give back to the children. And part of that, you being part of this, company, you're automatically giving back to children. You're automatically helping, build basketball courts for the Susan Lieberman Foundation. You're automatically helping the Boys and Girls Club of America. So, that's how this company helps people. It helps them by in their local communities, and it also helps them make memories with their family and friends. I want to go on a trip, say I want to go, good example, I want to go to New Orleans. I want to go for Mardi Gras. I want to go for the Essence Festival. I want to do something like that. Well, they have that for you, and it's not going to be what some of these people are charging, outrageous amounts of money, and you're going to have a 5-star experience. You're going to have all of that stuff with a 5-star experience. And so, with my mom, she wanted to do Mardi Gras 4 years ago. It's like, okay, I'm not going to Mardi Gras. Yeah, we're going to Mardi Gras. We had one of the best times of our lives at Mardi Gras. And I never thought that I would ever in my imagination that I would ever go to Mardi Gras. But I went, I had an excellent time, and I figured in 5 years from that, I would go back again. I try not to, go to the same place all the time because there's lots of places in the world to see. And so I'm like, if I've been somewhere, I don't want to go back for 5 years. Time for it to change, time for me to see other things. And so that's how the company, it helps people to do that.
Okay.
It helps you to make that.
Yes. Now, you also talked about a financial wealth piece. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yes. Well, there is an option for not everybody, for those people who do want a home-based business. We have, the opportunity for that also. For those that desire something like that, it's very, we're one of the leading companies. We've been in business for over 13 years. We have a brick and mortar. We're not just online. We're a brick and mortar business that has, actual corporate headquarters, that has to have people that you can go meet, you can, see. And this allows some people to actually, they want to be entrepreneurs. So they do have that component too of, building, entrepreneurs, having a home-based business, building that something that, is there for them and for their future and their families. So they do have that opportunity to do that.
Okay. So if anybody's interested in living the dream, one more time, give us your contact information so people can reach out to you.
Yes, my cell phone is 410-375-2313, and my email is my name, Anita, Anita, Harrison, Harrison, .ltd@gmail.com. And, if they, reach out to me, they can, we can, talk over the phone, whatever, to meet and talk. And this is a thing that is worldwide. So it's not just limited to the local area that we're in. If you have people in other parts of the U.S. or, overseas, they're more than happy to send me an email and reach out to me.
Okay.
One last question. Of all the places you've been, you've traveled a lot. What are the next 3 places that you would like to visit?
Let's see. I definitely want to go to Bangkok and Singapore. And probably, I'm trying to think of, I want to go back to Spain. I really want to experience Spain again. So those are the next 3 places that I know that I'm going to 2 of them.
Okay.
I've already got my trip.
Very fine. Excellent. Okay.
So so those are the 3 places.
Time you're visiting.
Okay. And I just want to thank you for this opportunity to actually, get to tell people about something that's near and dear to my heart. That has blessed me immensely, that's blessed my family, my sister, it just has blessed us as a family coming together and doing more things together for traveling. And I just want to do that for other people. I want them to have that same, feeling of, home and warmth and family and friends and being able to do some of the things that they, that they desire to do. So thank you very much for inviting me and just giving me this opportunity.
Well, thank you, because, I could taste the food as you were describing it.
I can see the food and the palm trees.
Yes. She was very, very descriptive about the experience, and I was sitting here, it's like, oh, wow, that sounds like it tastes good, and the blue water. So you were very, very descriptive.
Okay. I'm getting memories to go back.
Yeah, so we truly appreciate sharing your moments in your travel.
Yes, that was
so
lovely.
Thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
We truly appreciate you, and we look forward to more collaborations going forward.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Anita.
This show is brought to you by the amazing women of A Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASIN LLC, where we are never in competition, but always in collaboration, and our valued sponsors. Learn more about our sponsors and their services and membership in A Sister Circle, ASIN LLC, at www.asistercircle.org. To learn about becoming a sponsor for Just Minding My Business Radio and how our marketing package benefits your company, please visit our website at www.asistercircle.org. Voiceovers by RCH VoiceWorks. Contact slvoiceworks8201 at yahoo.com or call 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford. We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.